So in the last class, we have discussed about the explosion, different type of explosions like your methane explosion, coal dust explosion, the mechanism of explosion, how it happens in underground coal mines. Little bit of idea is being given to you in your previous classes. Let us go ahead. What is the principle of explosion prevention? How to prevent explosion in underground coal mines? So here uh, the in underground coal mines, as we have seen, the major problem is fire and explosion. These are the major problems you find in underground coal mines. One is fire, the other one is explosion. They are very highly critical issue in underground coal mines. So we have seen the fire in underground coal mines because of spontaneous heating of coal. Coal is a um, inflammable, flammable. Your coal, uh, because of its property, it can catch fire automatically. Auto oxidation tendency of auto oxidation tendency of coal causes fire, which is called your spontaneous heating. Automatically fire is ignited in coal because of its inherent property. So that is your coal mine fire. Then explosion takes place because of methane gas and coal dust explosion in coal mines. So if there is fire, if there is explosion, so there will be very severe consequence for the people and the mine. The people will be affected if there is a fire, if there is an explosion, the mine will be affected. The people who are working inside the mine, they will also get affected. So these are the very severe consequence of fire and explosion in underground coal mines. And after the explosion or after the fire, then you have to go to extinguish the fire. If fire has taken place in your mines, you have to go to extinguish the fire. If there is an explosion, then you have to recover the people who are trapped inside the mine. So this is a very high cost dealing with explosions. To deal with explosion, yeah, is very costly affair for the mining management. So after mine explosion, uh, you have to spend a lot of money to recover the mine, to recover the people who are trapped inside the mine. That is why fire and explosion are the two main hazards uh, in underground coal mines. So the third one we have discussed, that is inundation, flooding of the mine. So let us go ahead how to control, how what precautionary measures you have to take to control explosion in underground coal mines. So this fire and explosion issue in coal mines is a bigger issue compared to inundation. Inundation, fire and explosion are very prevalent in underground coal mines because coal seam gas, mostly methane gas is present. Mostly methane gas is present in coal mine coal seams. This is called your coal seam gas. Methane gas is called your coal seam gas because from the coal seam this gas is emitted. So this is uh, the reason why the methane explosion takes place in underground coal mines. So whenever you go for coal mining, methane gas is released, and after releasing the methane gas, it mixes with the atmospheric air. in the mine air. It mixes with mine air. So we have also discussed about the explosive range. Methane percentage 5% to 15% is the range of explosive range of the methane. If it is below 5%, it is not explosive in nature. And if it is more than 15% also, it is not coming or falling under the explosive range. Higher percentage in GOP areas also you can come. GOP area is the area from where the coal is already taken out. Gas explosions can lead to devastating dust explosions. So whenever there is coal methane explosion in your mines, then it will lead to dust explosion also, because whenever you are going to mine the coal dust is also present in the mines. So methane explosion uh, leads to dust explosion also. So there is higher risk in gassy coal mines. So we have seen that as per the emission of methane gas in the coal mines are categorized into gassy 1, gassy 2, gassy 3 coal mines. So explosion risk in low medium gassy seams due to reduced attention. So sometimes the mine management, they think that gas is not a problem, so they neglect. So they do not give proper attention. In that case, there may be some explosion risk is there in your mines. Explosion risk in the sealed off areas, from the area from where the coal is taken out, GOF area, sealed up area, after the mine is sealed up, sectionalized area, there is more risk of explosion in that area. So you have studied about this fire triangle. You have studied about this fire triangle. Oxygen, heat and fuel. If they combine together, you get the fire. Fuel is your coal, oxygen is present in the atmospheric area, and if there is a heat, ignition source, then fire is going to take place. And fire and explosion, if they are combined together, then it becomes a very devastating affair in the underground coal mines. So fires can generate high carbon monoxide. So whenever there is a fire, underground coal mine fire, it will generate carbon monoxide and hydrogen gas. Carbon monoxide and hydrogen gas is generated from the fire. So carbon monoxide is nothing but incomplete combustion. If the coal is not completely combusted, then you get carbon monoxide. Uh, so if it is completely uh, combusted, you get carbon dioxide. But if it is not completely combusted, incomplete combustion, you will get carbon monoxide and the hydrogen gas. So whenever these two gases, carbon monoxide and hydrogen, they are present in the mine atmosphere, they form explosive mixture in the sealed up areas. Nose point for oxygen becomes 5%. We have seen that the explosive range is 5% to 15%. So minimum percentage of methane is 5%. So nose point for oxygen becomes 5% if carbon monoxide and hydrogen are the dominant gases. 12% for methane. Okay. So this is the mechanism. So this fire and explosion issue in coal mines is a bigger issue. It is a very devastating issue. It is a very, very big hazard in your underground coal mines. So we have seen that gas in general body of air. In the general body of air, the methane gas, the other gases uh, are there, and due to outburst and accumulation or due to air blast, so the situation may become very aggravating. So GOF areas in the panels, usually the coal mine is worked in panels. So the size of the panel, we have seen the size of the panel is dependent on the size of the on the incubation period of the coal. Depending upon the incubation period of the coal, the panel size is decided. And there are some sealed off areas are there. There are some sectionalized areas are there. Uh, in the mines, some areas sealed up from where you have already taken out the coal. So therefore, you have to maintain proper ventilation system to drain out the foul gases, the methane gases, the carbon dioxide gas, carbon monoxide gas to the from the mine. You have to take it out by the help of the ventilation system. So if there is inadequate ventilation or there is failure in the ventilating fan, then problem will arise. Similarly, uh, you should drain out the methane gas. You should drain out the methane gas. Gas drainage system should be there to drain out the methane gas before mining, so that the chances of uh, methane explosion will be minimized. But if you are having inadequate drainage system or inadequate, or there is failure in the gas drainage system, then there will be explosion in the mines. So, and the management system means your managers, mines manager, safety officer, ventilation officer. These are the three important officers. They work in the mines. Mines manager is the overall in charge of the mine. Under him, ventilation officer is there, who will take care of the ventilation system in your mines. And there is a safety officer who will look after the safety of the people and workings. So if you are not providing proper safety measures, or if you are not providing proper ventilation, uh, um, uh, adequate ventilation, or if you are not properly monitoring the system, the management people, they fail to inspect the mine, so there will be more chances of fire and explosion in your mines. External ignition source, we have I have told you in the previous class that for the explosion to take place, for the fire to take place, you need a fuel, you need oxygen, and you need a igniting source of ignition, like your electrical sparks, belt conveyors, uh, while they move, while there may be sparks, there may be some frictional sparks. And if the people are using the contrabands like matchbox and cigarette bidi, if they are taking to the mines, so that is the source of ignition which can ignite the coal or can ignite the methane gas. So therefore, these igniting source materials should be provided inside the mine. Inherent ignition sources are which are inbuilt. These are external source of ignition, but there are some inherent source of ignition like your spontaneous combustion of the coal. The coal will catch fire automatically because of the tendency of the coal, auto-oxidation tendency of the coal. The coal may catch fire automatically, which is called your spontaneous combustion of coal. And while cutting the coal cutting machines, you are cutting the coal by the help of the coal cutting machines or by drilling and blasting. At that time also, there may be some spark, there may be some ignition. So you have to take care of all these things: ventilation system, gas drainage system, management system. You have to control the ignition source, you have to control the spontaneous combustion of coal. Then only the problem of fire and explosion can be minimized. And there should be continuous monitoring system should be there in the mines. You should have continuous gas monitoring system. So if it is inadequate, if you are not having a gas monitoring system, then you will not come to know about accumulation of methane gas in your mines. So that is why you should have all these systems in operation so that the fire and explosion can be controlled in your mines. So this fire and explosion issue in coal mines is not just an issue related to ventilation officer or safety officer. I have told you just now that there are two important officers who are appointed by the manager of the mine to look after the safety of the people and to look after the ventilation system. So the person, the manager who takes care of the ventilation of the mine, he is called the ventilation officer. And the person who looks after the safety of the people and safety of the machine and safety of the mine is called your safety officer. So under the guidance of the manager, mines manager, the ventilation officer and safety officer, they work in your mine. So they look after ventilation and they look after the safety of the people, safety of the workplace. So this fire and explosion mainly takes place in GOF areas. GOF means the area from where you have taken out the coal. Mining is not carried out. GOF area is the area where the mining is already conducted, completed. Empty space is there, void space is there. So in that void space, usually the toxic gases uh, accumulate like your methane, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, nitrogen, other gases accumulate in the goof area. So that's why this goof area is a very complicated area uh, uh, in terms of fire and explosion. So this uh, uh, fire and in the goof area depends on coal left in the goof. So you should not leave any coal in the goof. In the goof, all the coal should be taken out. Otherwise, that coal will catch fire after the elapse of the incubation period. After 2 months or 3 months, if coal is left in the goof, it will catch fire automatically because of the spontaneous tendency, because of the spontaneous heating tendency of the coal. If you leave any coal inside the goof, it will catch fire after 2 months, after 3 months, depending upon the incubation period of the coal. And that is why nothing should be left. No coal should be left in the goof or in the location of rider or split seams. If you are mining split seams, you should not leave any coal inside the goof. Then if you leave the coal, so spontaneous combustion may take place. Because of the propensity of coal seams, there is tendency of coal to catch fire automatically, which is called your spontaneous combustion, spontaneous combustion propensity of coal seams. Because of that reason, the coal mine fires are found in the coal mines. So therefore, your ventilation system and other mining parameters should be properly designed. The ventilation plan, the ventilation design should be such that you uh, maintain your mine, ventilate your mine, provide fresh air to the mine working places, and you should also take care of other mining parameters like your ventilating docks and your galleries and the working places so that there is no accumulation of gas inside the mine. And uh, there are geological structures in the coal seam, like your seam contours, faults, and dikes are there, which are also responsible for fire and explosion in the goof areas. And because of the geotechnical parameters, geotechnical properties of the coal seam, and the caving characteristics of the roof, strong roof areas, so that is also one of the reason for the fire and explosion in the mines. Then your production schedule, how much coal you are producing, what is the schedule of production, and when you are going to stop production in between. So they also depend on this. Then how much oxygen is going inside the mine, oxygen ingress patterns into the GOF area. So in the GOF area, you should not allow oxygen to enter. Why? Because inside the GOF there is methane gas is there. If coal is left out, so uh, coal is there, and in the GOF area also there may be emission of methane gas and accumulation of methane gas is there. So that is why you should not allow the oxygen to enter to the GOF area. The GOF area should be sealed off so that there is no passage of oxygen to the GOF area. And if there is a power failure, if you are using electricity inside the mine, if there is a power failure, your barometric pressure also changes. Your uh, mine pressure, the barometric pressure is also changes if there is a power failure. How? Because if the fans they do not run 24 hours, if there is power failure, so the pressure in the mine also changes. Adjacent sealed panel conditions like your geometry and heatings which may take place in the sealed panel areas. So therefore, these are the fundamental understanding of all inherent risk parameters which is critical for prevention of explosions in your coal mines. To prevent explosion in your coal mines, these fundamental parameters, inherent risk parameters are to be properly understood so that you can take appropriate measures for controlling fire and explosion in your mines. So how to prevent explosion? Explosion prevention. What is the fundamental principle of explosion prevention? What are the fundamental principles of explosion prevention in your mines? We have seen that the explosion to take place, you need methane gas, you need oxygen, you need heat or ignition source. Then after that only the explosion is going to take place. So this is the fundamental principle of explosion prevention. So you should prevent. How to prevent? So do not allow accumulation of methane gas inside the mine. First thing, do not allow oxygen to enter to the GOF area where there is methane present. Do not take any ignition source inside the mine. Contrabands and other source of ignition should not be there inside the mine. So if you take care of these three things, then you can prevent the explosion. So how you are going to prevent? Let us see how you are going to prevent the explosion. Okay. Explosion prevention fundamental principles. Okay. So this explosion prevention fundamental principles are: you avoid explosive gas accumulation in the general body of the air. In the mine air, do not allow accumulation of methane gas inside your general body of mine air. Control potential ignition sources. I have told you the ignition source should not be present inside the mine, and you should have gas drainage and control system, and safety measures should be taken inside the mine to drain out the methane gas. To control the emission of methane gas, you have to take appropriate measures so that you can control, you can prevent the explosion inside your mine. So I have told the explosive gas, methane gas accumulation should not be there inside the mine, and there should not be any ignition source, light source, heating source, and there should not be, and you should take appropriate gas drainage system. The methane gas should be drained out. Drainage system should be there to drain out the methane gas from your mine. Then minimizing explosion risk in GOF area. In the GOF area, sealed off area, I have told in the GOF area and sealed off area is the major source of explosion in the mining, coal mining area. So that therefore you should have comprehensive gas monitoring system in the GOF area. In the sealed off area, you should monitor the gas, and you should take proactive measures so that in the GOF area no oxygen is entering. Explosion proof seals. The GOF area should be completely sealed off area. so that oxygen is not going to enter to that area. If you don't allow oxygen to go inside the GOF area, how the explosion and fire is going to take place? It is not going to take place. So you should obstruct the path of oxygen to enter to the GOF area. Then only you can prevent the explosion. Just following regulation won't be enough. So there is coal mines regulation, there is metal mines regulation is there, rules and regulations are there. But only following the rules and regulation is not enough uh, to control the explosion. Uh, you need additional site-specific measures. You require additional site-specific measures to control the explosion in your mines. So there should be extensive risk assessment and proactive control measures should be. Risk assessment, you should analyze the risk, where is the risk lies, how the risk can be minimized, what precautions, what proactive control measures to be taken to avoid the risk of explosion, to avoid the risk of fire inside the mine. So for preventing the explosion, you have to avoid explosive gas accumulation. We have discussed the gas accumulation, methane gas accumulation inside the mine. You should avoid explosive gas accumulation. What is explosive gas? Methane gas. If it is falling in the range of 5% to 15%, so that is called your explosive range of methane gas. So you should avoid that amount of gas, methane gas inside your mine. There should not be any accumulation of methane gas inside the mine in the range of 5% to 15%. To prevent pockets of gas from forming, the work area must be properly ventilated at all times with good ventilation standards. So there is a ventilation standard as per the coal mines regulation. There is a ventilation standard is there. Standard of ventilation. So you have to follow the standard of ventilation inside your mine. So that is the job of your ventilation officer to see that the ventilation standards are maintained inside the mine. And if any gas is there, methane gas is there inside the mine, it should be diluted to the level of 1% to 2% in the roadways by following proper ventilation system, isn't it? So we have seen that if the gas is 5%, so it is the lower limit of methane gas accumulation. Okay, so you should uh, uh, not allow to accumulate up to 5% of methane gas inside the roadways. If it is within 1% to 2%, it is acceptable. That is the job of the mines manager to bring down the gas content inside the mine to 1% to 2% by following proper ventilation system in the mines. Ventilation flow modifications. Sometimes you have to modify the ventilation plan and programs and devices near the mining machines, cutting zones where the coal is cutting. Coal cutting machines are used to cut the coal. So wherever the coal cutting machine is working inside the coal mine, you should modify the ventilation flow pattern so that there is no accumulation of gas inside the working phases where the coal cutting machine is used to get the coal. And you should maintain minimum air velocity to minimize gas layering. So you know that there are layers of gases are there inside the mine. The heavier gases are found near the floor, and the lighter gases, they will float on the roof, isn't it? Because of the gravitational pull, because of the specific gravity of the gas or the different gases present in the mines, like your oxygen, like your nitrogen, like your carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, uh, hydrogen, whatever gas is there inside the mine. So if you are not following minimum air velocity, so there will be gas layering. one layer after other gases will be present in the roadways. So that is why you should maintain proper ventilation, air current, velocity to minimize the gas layering inside your mines. Well ventilated belt roadways in gas seams. If in the gassy coal seams, so if you are using the belt conveyor, so the uh, belt conveyor roadway, on the sides of the belt conveyor people travel. So you should ventilate it properly. Well ventilated belt roadway gas seams to minimize accumulation of gas emissions from hot coal on the belt. In the belt, the coal is flowing. So belt conveyor system is the haulage system on which the coal is flowing from the coal cutting machine to the pit bottom, from where it will be hoisted to the top of the mine. So that is why you should ventilate the roadways in belt conveyor roadways to minimize the accumulation of gas, uh, uh, accumulation of methane gas. So, and you should also drain out the methane gas drainage, either by pre-drainage system or by post-drainage system. Pre-drainage means before the mining is commenced, you should drain out the methane gas. And post-drainage means uh, after mining is done, the methane gas should be drained out. So let us see what is pre-drainage system and what is post-drainage system. So um, control of potential ignition sources. So before going to the drainage system or the gas drainage, methane drainage system, let us talk about how to control the potential ignition sources. I have told you that for the fire to take place, for the explosion to take place, you need three important parameters, like your fuel, then your oxygen and heat. These are the three things you need for the explosion to take place, for the fire to take place. So uh, uh, fuel we have discussed, that is methane gas, and oxygen, the air current which carries oxygen, and third one is the ignition source, heat. Ignition source, flame. If there is a flame, there will be fire, there will be explosion. So how to control the ignition source? So if you can control the ignition source, then also you can control the explosion and fire. So that is why to control the ignition source, you have to use flame-proof and intrinsically safe machines inside the mine. So inside the underground mines, you are using different type of machines, like your coal cutting machine, you are using the loading machine, load haul dump machines, LHD, and you are using the drill machines. So these are all the equipments operated by electricity. For example, suppose they are operated by electricity, so they should be flame proof and intrinsically safe machine, flame proof. So there should not be any flame. If your machine is working, it should be flame proof, and it should be intrinsically safe system. And this machine, the drill machine or the coal cutting machine or the LHD, which are used inside the mine, uh, they are approved by Director General Mine Safety. So any electrical equipment you are using inside the mine, it should be flame proof and intrinsically safe, like your electrical gate and box and other places where electricity is being used. So it should be flame proof and intrinsically safe system. Why? If it is not flame proof, so flame will come out and ignite your coal, ignite your methane. So that is why it should be flame proof and it should be intrinsically safe also. Make sure the equipment used in coal mines does not have defects that can create sparks and set off explosion. So whatever equipment you are using inside the mine, no sparks should come out from the machine. Otherwise, it will set off the explosion. It will create explosion in the mines because it will become the source of ignition. And and all the electrical cables which are used inside the mine should be of good standard. You should maintain the electrical cables in good standard so that no spark will come out from the cables. And this methane gas and dust explosion can also be triggered by frictional ignition. I have told you in the previous class, friction is also another source of friction is also another source of uh, ignition. So if two machines rub each other, two metallic surface rub each other, then friction is there, and because of this friction, so there may be sparks, there may be fire particles, and that spark will ignite the methane gas, or that will be the source of ignition for the coal or the methane gas. Okay, so that is why you should avoid friction energy, heat energy inside the mine uh, by maintaining sharp peaks. You know that uh, the coal cutting machine, the cutter should be very sharp. It should not be blunt. Similarly, if a drilling machine, the drill bits should be sharp. It should not be blunt. Otherwise, there may be some spark because of the friction between the rock and the machine. And you should avoid cutting the roof and floor because the roof is sandstone and floor is also maybe sandstone or some other rock material. So you should not cut the roof and floor. If you are going to cut the roof and floor, there may be also spark. Okay, so these precautions you have to take to avoid the explosion in your mines, fire in your mines. So you should not allow at all contrabands inside the mine. That is why while the people go down the mine, you should check their pockets whether they are carrying any contrabands, matchboxes or not. So they should not be allowed to take any matchbox inside the mine. You should have zero tolerance. Nobody should be allowed inside the mine with a contraband or with a matchbox. And in the mines, coal mines, spontaneous combustion is the inherent tendency of coal to catch fire by itself because of the auto-oxidation tendency. So that you should prevent and control. Spontaneous control should be prevented and controlled. Otherwise, if you are not able to control this spontaneous heating of coal, they may lead to methane gas explosion and coal mine fire inside your mine. So I have told these are the three things we have discussed till now: how to control the methane emission, what measures to be taken to control the methane emission inside the mine. Then second, we have discussed oxygen, uh, 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 proper ventilation system should be there to control the accumulation of methane gas inside the mine. And third, there should not be any ignition source inside the mine. You should not allow anybody to take any matchbox, or you should be very careful about the source of ignition. So if these things are controlled, then the chances of explosion and fire inside the mine is less. But there are some other measures you can take, that is your gas drainage and control system to prevent explosion, the methane gas should be drained out. Wherever the methane gas is there inside the coal mines, it should be drained out. If you drain out the methane gas, so you can control the explosion. So that is called your gas drainage. So just now previously we were talking about the pre-drainage, post-drainage. Here we are going to discuss about this gas drainage and control system. So gas drainage and control, how to do gas drainage and control. So gas drainage may be necessary in gassy mines. If it is a gassy coal mine, you have to drain out the methane gas to minimize excessive gas emission into mine's general body of air. And however, gas drainage may also create additional explosion risks if not carried out appropriately and safely. So while draining out the gas, if you are not taking proper care and not adopting appropriate safety measures, then there is uh, uh, additional risk of explosion is there while draining out the gas. Therefore, while draining out the gas, you should take appropriate safety measures. Gas drainage systems require safety measures to minimize explosion risk in underground coal mines. So how this drainage is carried out? How you are going to drain out the methane gas? So there are two methods are there. One is pre-drainage method, then post-drainage method, also known as GOP gas drainage. So pre-drainage means at the start of the mine, you should drain out the methane gas. Post-drainage means from the GOP area, after the coal is taken out from the GOP area, the methane gas should be drained out. So this gas drainage infrastructure in the underground. So how to drain out the gas, methane gas? There are two infrastructures you need. Either in the underground, there should be some infrastructure by the help of which the gas is drained out, or you can have this surface infrastructure also to take out the gas, methane gas from the mines. So to drain out the methane gas, what infrastructure you need? Underground infrastructure, surface infrastructure. We'll discuss about that. So what is pre-drainage explosion prevention measures? What is pre-drainage? Before start of the mine. In the underground or surface to in-seam technologies, you have to adopt. So in the underground, what is to be done? Underground pre-drainage, risks and safety measures. Generally, high purity gas, generally 70% to 90% gas. Minimize air leakages at polar of drainage holes. Otherwise, gas percentage can become explosive. Make sure holes do not intersect while drilling. So how this gas is drained out? By drilling a hole. If there is a pocket of gas inside the coal seam is there, then you have to drill a hole to take out the gas, to suck out the gas. So you have to drill a hole. So while drilling the holes, do not intersect, or holes end up close to roadways. Do not intersect with the roadways, otherwise the gas will flow to the roadway. Making sure drivages do not intersect pre-drainage holes filled with gas. Uh, the pre-drainage holes are filled up with gas, so they should not be exposed to the drivages, roadways. Otherwise, the gas will go to the mine air. So this is called underground pre-drainage risk and safety measures. Then surface to in-seam pre-drainage risk and safety measures. What are so from the surface also you can drill holes to take out the methane gas from the coal seam. So you should have flame traps to be installed between drainage holes and pumps. So how this methane gas is drained out? So there should be a pump to pump out the gas from the accumulated area. from the pockets of methane pockets, you should have a pump to drain the gas through the holes. So the pumps should be uh, free from any flame. Flame-proof apparatus should be there so that the methane gas do not come in contact with the flames. Uh, there should not be any, it should be a flame trap. Flame should not be there. Lightning arresters should be there to be installed on drainage holes and pumps. Because during lightning also, if you do not have a lightning arrestor, so there may be some spark also. Sealing of all boreholes after completion of drainage operations. You should seal up after the methane gas is drained out. You should seal up all the areas, all the boreholes, so that there is no leakage of gas. Making sure underground drivages do not intersect your surface to inseam drainage holes. So all these holes to be surveyed and marked on the mine plans. So the mine surveyor has to survey all these boreholes, drainage boreholes, and they should mark it on the mine plan. All drainage holes to be monitored for their percentage of gas and flow rate. All the drainage holes are to be monitored. How much gas percentage is there, what is the flow rate, everything should be monitored, everything should be measured. Then in the case of your post drainage means after the coal mine is, after the panel is mined, so from the GOF area, how to take out the methane gas, how to drain out the methane, that is called post drainage, underground or surface inseam technology. So in the case of underground drainage, what risks are there, what safety measures you have to take. Gas purity can vary significantly, 5% to 90% depending on conditions and design. And make sure that GOF gas drainage does not induce air into the GOF area. So from the GOF area, you are draining out the methane gas. So don't allow the fresh air to enter to the GOF area. Gas concentration in GOF holes should be above 30%, preferably above 40%. The percentage of GOF gas concentration GOF holes should be above 30%, preferably 40%. Do not drain gas at explosive gas mixture composition. If it is within the range of 5% to 15%, do not drain, because that is the explosive range. That is the explosive range. So in the explosive range, if it is 5% to 15%, so if oxygen is coming in contact with it, and if there is a source of ignition, so explosion is going to take place. That is why in that explosive range, do not drain the gas. So the second is surface GOF holes, risks and safety measures what you have to take. Gas purity in surface GOF holes. From the surface, you have to drill a hole to the GOF area to drain out the methane gas. So here in the 40% to 9% gas purity is there in the GOF area. Flame traps to be installed between drainage holes and pumps and ventures. Lightning arresters also should be there to be installed at all drainage holes. Sealing of all boreholes after completion of drainage operation. After draining out the methane gas, the boreholes are to be sealed up so that no gas will come out. All drainage holes to be monitored for how much percentage of gas is there, how much flow rate is there. The drainage holes are to be monitored regularly, continuously. So for draining out the gas, what infrastructure you need? So you need the pipelines, for example, underground or surface infrastructure, underground pipelines. So the gas will be drained out by the help of pipes, underground pipelines. Enough capacity pipelines should be there. Strength of the pipeline should be also there, integrity. There should not be any leakage in the pipeline. Otherwise, the gas will be leaked out. Make sure that explosive gas mixtures are not transported in the underground pipes. Underground pipe installation to minimize damage from vehicles collapse. So no vehicle should run over the underground pipelines. Otherwise, the pipelines will be breaking. Positive pressure pipelines, gas leak, and negative pressure lines, air leaks should be checked. Surface pipes, safety and security measures should be taken. Surface pipes, if there is a pipe at the surface to drain out the methane gas, you should check the safety and security. Safety systems to make sure gop holes are short if gas percent falls below the set limit. Continuous monitoring of all gas drainage lines and pumps should be done. Monitoring, gas percentage, flow rate, monitoring should be done continuously. Continuous monitoring system should be there for these gas drainage lines. Okay. So in the next class, uh, uh, day after tomorrow, Thursday, we will study about the proactive measures to minimize explosion risk in GOF areas. So in the next class, we'll study about this. So today, what you have studied, today we have studied about the preventive measures to be taken to control explosion and fire inside your underground coal mines. Basically, three things are to be controlled. Accumulation of methane gas inside the mine should be controlled. Proper ventilation system should be followed. There should not be any ignition source. Then only you can ensure that explosion is not going to take place in your mines. So to ensure this, you are having a ventilation officer in your mines. A manager is there. Under the manager, two officers are working. One is called your ventilation officer, who is going to take care of the ventilation. He has to maintain proper ventilation standard as per the coal mine stipulation. And another person is there, which is called your safety officer, who will look after the safety of the machine, safety of the people, safety of the mine. So these are the precautionary measures you have to take to avoid explosion in your mines. And we have also discussed about the drainage, your how to drain out the methane gas from the mine. So there are two methods are there, pre-drainage method and post-drainage method. Pre-drainage means before the start of the mining panel, you drain out the methane gas and work the coal seam. And post drainage means after the GOF is sealed up from the GOF area, you drain out the methane gas. Or if there is a pocket of methane inside the coal seam, then also by drilling a hole, you can drain out the methane gas, and so that there will be no accumulation of methane inside your mine. Okay, so in the previous class, last class also, we have discussed methane and drainage, how to drain out the methane. And this methane is also a very, very valuable gas. It can be used for very productive purposes. That's why while draining out the gas, you should uh, uh, take it in a container and keep it for future use. So this is all about today. Tomorrow we'll discuss about what are the proactive measures to be taken to minimize the explosion risks in GOF areas. GOF area is the area where there is high risk of explosion and fire, because in the GOF area, if you leave any coal, so that will lead to some problem. So thank you for your listening. So this is the way by which we are going to uh, read this subject, and this material is already available in your files section in the Microsoft team. This file I have uploaded. You download and read about it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.